up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so right now in 2v2s, I'm champ 3 div 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then in threes, I'm champ 2 div 4. So I'm like at my peak rank in threes right now. I've never
Mm-hmm.
hit champ 3 in threes, so I'm almost there.
So you're at your
And
peak
then
rank in threes?
and pretty much twos, yeah. Because
Peak rank
I've
in
hit
twos.
GC before, but like
Mm-hmm.
I don't really count it because I was playing with my friend and he was on the alt account. So
Okay. No, I'm glad you don't count that because I don't count that either. That's cheating. Um,
yeah,
so I'm glad you hold yourself to that. Like, yes, like you've played there, you've seen it, but it's not real until you solo queue. That's how I always look at it. Um,
yeah.
okay. Um, so what do you think has been hardest thing for you? What do you think is like currently still holding you back from getting it on your own? Do you think it's overall mechanical consistency? Do you think it's um like take me through what your thoughts are on it?
At this point, I think it is more mechanical consistency because when I do go for mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
like sometimes I'll be able to pull something off, and other times I just gotta bail. Like, so yeah, I think it's more mechanical, not at
Okay.
this point.
Okay. Okay, and today normally what I like to do is I like to go over mechanics. So we can absolutely do that. We can get a routine going of every possible thing that we could need to train in order to get into GC and beyond. Um,
Okay.
so what is I'm trying to think. I was in the middle of a thought and then I forgot it. Um, Son of a bitch. How long do you think you'd be comfortable with training each day? Like just
I mean, as long as I need to, I don't know. Like,
okay.
I'm not limited on how much I'd be willing to train. Like if I used one day of the week or like say like tomorrow is a training day where I don't even play ranked, I just train all day, like just chill and listen to music. Like I'm cool with that.
Okay. So I am gonna set some rules for our training. Okay. I would like you to train each day for at most an hour and a half.
At most.
At most, because I don't want you to get burnout. Okay. Burnout
Okay.
is where you run into the issue of you've been training so much, so much, so much that you just don't really want to play the game anymore. It's more of a chore than it is fun. Now, some people can train all day and it be lots of fun. So I always like to say start out with an hour to an hour and a half and then take a break. Take lots of breaks when you're doing your training, get some water, do some jumping jacks, whatever you need to do to take a break and just kind of reset in between drills because you start to do kind of like mind numbing activities. You're not really actively thinking about it. And when you're training, you should be actively focused on what you're doing, not watching YouTube videos, not sitting there giggling with friends. It's active, like you're actively in thought about what you're doing. Now you could be in Discord calls and listening to music and doing all that stuff, but the moment you notice yourself kind of drift away from that focused training, that's when you need to take a break.
Okay.
Okay, so so I would say like an hour to an hour and a half and then take a break, and then if you still want to do some training and just relax, then you can, but make sure it's like an hour of active focused training, and then after that if you want to hang out and do whatever and just work on specific things, and sure, by all means you can do that, but I won't ask you to do any more than that. Okay. The most important thing is that you avoid burnout. The moment you start feeling like you don't want to play the game, you have to tell me. because that is where we need to take a big step back and remove some of the training. Because I'm going to give you some training and it's going to look like a lot. It's broken up into 2 days and it covers every possible thing that you could need to work on in order to get to GC. Okay, so some of it seems a little
Okay.
bit silly, some of it seems a little bit like small ball, but those are sometimes the most important things that you need to do. So I just sent that over. It looks big and scary, but we'll go over and we'll make sure that we know how to train everything each day. Okay.
Okay.
I would like you to jump into free play and boot up a screen share. And I quickly just want to watch a couple of things just to kind of see where we're at and how much I really need to focus on them super duper heavily. So go ahead and jump over into free play.
Right.
All right. So can you go ahead and speed flip?
Mm-hmm.
Really comfortable, right? Can you go ahead
Yeah.
and okay. Have you ever done the okay, let me quickly. Can you go ahead and wave dash onto the wall? I know this sounds really silly, but trust.
All right. Oh fuck. Let me just
So
do a
you are
regular
trying
one.
to do the oh, okay, do the one you were just trying to do. I think it's called like I forget.
It's just like a speed one.
Yeah, there's a name for it and I
I'm not
forget
that
what
good
it's
at
called.
it.
Yeah. I was gonna have you start to work on that one if you were comfortable with all your wave dashes, because that one is more important. Try coming in at a little bit more of an angle, like less harsh of an angle.
Uh.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Okay. No, great. Can you go ahead and show me your air dribbling, ceiling shots, and double taps? All
Yeah.
going towards the blue net. Do 4 of each shot, 2 from each wall, all going towards the blue net. Does that make sense?
Okay. So air dribble.
Air dribble, double tap, and ceiling shot.
Okay.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right?
Yeah. All right. This is.
All towards the blue net. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not as good on the right wall.
That's okay. How's the 6 spots of pain been coming along?
Good. I can do it like all in a row. Or what I did was I made my own pack.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just so I could like do it faster.
So can I see the pack?
Yeah. So I
All
just
right.
have
So there's
like
one
this one
reason why I don't like this, and I just wanted to
because
see the shot. I understand why you did this. It makes it faster, but it takes away a very important part of the air dribble, which is the setup.
setup.
Which is why I preferred to do it in free play. Now, this is not bad at all. This is actually probably really good. I don't mind this at all, but I would recommend doing your own setups
Okay.
because that'll help you more in game than this will. Because what are the odds of you getting this perfect setup every time? Not very good, right? You have to be
Right.
able to set up your own ball, which is why I do a lot of my drills in free play. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Now, that pack is really good. That would be great for focusing on the actual air dribble part, like up in the air and getting the touches, which is useful. That is very useful. But the whole process of it definitely is much more better, like much cleaner in free play because you have to set it up yourself. But yeah, so both of those are very useful if you're trying to work on specific parts of it. But that's really cool. I like the training pack. You should send it over. I'll use it.
What I figured out for the right side
Mm-hmm.
is I like jump into the ball like that,
Mm-hmm. Do you think that helps you, or do
and
you think that's worse?
that helps me.
Why? So you think jumping into the ball is more useful?
I don't know why. Like, if I don't jump, I mean, I don't know. I just found it creates like I don't know how to even call it. Just like
So there are,
better space, I guess.
yeah, there's two things coming off the right wall. Have you ever noticed sometimes when you jump and your car kind of pushes away from the ball
Um,
like that? You see how like much you're like how far away your car is, right?
yeah.
Or sometimes you'll jump early and then have to jump a second time off of the wall,
Mhm.
right? Have those things happened to you since you started jumping before you hit the ball on this wall?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to lead to inconsistencies in your setup. The only time we should be jumping before we hit the ball is if the ball is actually off the wall. Okay,
Okay.
the right wall is so hard is because we're air rolling the wrong way off of the wall.
Right.
That's why. So do you have air roll right bound at all?
Yeah.
I would
I
recommend
just
just
like I can't use it.
I would recommend just pushing, getting comfortable, using your air roll right to go level even with the ball, and then make your first touch. And then if you need to air roll after that, then use your air roll left for now until you get more comfortable with it.
Okay.
But it's a big struggle for we can see it's a big struggle on that. Can you go ahead and show me your ceiling shots?
Mhm. Not that good at ceiling shots. Yeah.
Keep it simple. Don't worry about doing musties. Just get up to the ceiling and then get the job done. Right?
Okay. Mm.
Have you ever tried driving to the ceiling instead of jumping?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Let me just look through. Okay, I think that is everything I needed to see. I know which ones I need to focus on the most. So let me go ahead and boot up my screen share and we'll kind of jump into it. All right. Um,
Okay.
if you do have any
Yeah.
questions, ask right away because I have the brain of a squirrel and I will forget. So please don't hesitate to ask a question. What were you gonna say?
I never really practiced ceiling shots like ever. I just when I think in like plat diamond when people like start doing ceiling shots,
Mm-hmm.
I just like rather I learned how to air dribble instead of doing ceiling shots. I just never became like consistent with them, never really trained them.
Mm-hmm.
Like my flip reset is more consistent than my ceiling shot.
Yeah. Okay. I would recommend. I didn't learn how to do a ceiling shot until like GC2, so you're don't worry about it. Um, so let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and turn this plugin off. So there's a few things that I'm going to be talking about that I know you. Son of a gun! Really, my controller's not working now. God, I hate this. It's like it just doesn't register, and I don't understand. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. Gotta love it. It was working earlier.
Tragic.
Yeah. So there's a few things um that is important to go over that seem really simple, like wave dashes and half flips and that sort of stuff that it's not hard, right? I know that you can do that stuff, right? Now, the reason I'm
Right.
going to go over it is because each and every day we can do that for a couple of minutes just to keep it fresh in our mind. And, you know, onesie, twosie minutes. Okay. Yep. Nice and easy. And then we can start to implement different sorts of things like the the wave dash, what you were doing into the wall, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
fastest way to do that wave dash, right? So we can work on that for a couple of minutes and then keep moving on with our lives. The half flips, right? Things like that, like all of your S tier mechanics, including your speed flip, okay, we'll touch on for a couple of minutes and then we'll keep moving on. It's not something that we need to sit there and worry about for hours and hours and hours at a time until it's just one of those things where it's simple, quick, to the point. Yep, we're comfortable with it. We keep moving on. Why is my controller not? That's crazy.
I've never had that happen with Steam.
It always does it, dude. It's so annoying. And it doesn't make sense because my controller is on, but it's not detected.
You like unplugged it and plugged it in, right?
Yeah. Usually sometimes this works.
Try a new USB port.
No, it's where are you? Steam and task. Shut off Steam. Thank you. That's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally just using it too, which is the crazy part.
You didn't want to watch me try to double tap?
Without ceiling shots, we don't need to learn how to double tap yet.
All right.
Can you
I can.
double tap?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna focus on those two for now.
for sure.
If my Steam will ever fucking open, this is crazy.
Damn.
Fuck. Finally. Okay, it's registered. How weird.
Yeah.
What? Are you serious? Now it doesn't work again?
So weird.
Wow, this
Do you
game
have
sucks.
controller input um not in the settings, like next to Rocket League on the Rocket League game? You know how you can click the controller? Like go to Steam
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in Steam.
and then library and then Rocket League. Like that little controller right there. Does it just pop up the settings?
Doesn't do anything.
What the hell? When I click it, it brings up this.
Let me look. What?
Like I click this and then it shows.
It's so stupid.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's registering here. Now it
Huh.
registers. What the
Now
f-
try to. Uh.
If it doesn't work, dude, I'm gonna lose my shit. I was literally just using it for playing earlier. Like,
It's weird.
is it even gonna open? Jesus. See, it's not looking good. Nope, it still doesn't. What? Dude, that's
Damn.
crazy. It just doesn't work at all.
So weird. I don't know what to say.
Dude, that's wild. Like, huh? It's registered everywhere.
Do you have the epic version of the game?
No, Epic sucks. Apparently, Steam sucks too. I don't get it. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine it registering everywhere except the game. Truly a
This
ruined game, dude. That's crazy.
makes no sense.
Like, what?
Did you unplug it and plug it back in while in the game?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've done everything.
Yeah, I
It
don't
just
know.
for some reason won't register Rocket League.
That's
Wow.
weird.
This is great. Don't you love this game?
Yep.
Great. Cool. Yeah. Controller layout. Here it is. You can see it.
Yep.
Let's see if it works. I love spending 20 minutes trying to figure out why my controller doesn't work.
So weird.
Yep. I've checked all the boxes. My controller should be working.
Yeah.
It's not going to work again because it hasn't taken away my mouse yet.
Damn.
That's so unbelievable, dude.
Wish I could give you an extra controller.
My controller's fine. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's just a game.
Let's see if it works in borderless. Oh,
Damn.
I don't understand. Let me try one of my broken controllers. Nope, that doesn't work either. It's 100% just the game.
That's fucked.
Trying to see if there's like a button, something that's like a sticky key.
Clipped.
That's doesn't make sense. The Xbox Game Bar even worked.
Yeah, it's just the game then. What the fuck? Try to verify your files, game files.
Stupid. How do I do that?
Properties. Should be like verify integrity of game files. Somewhere. Yeah.
Well, this might take a while.
Not too long.
This is crazy that it just didn't work. And oh, dude, I'm so booked up today too. If this doesn't work, I'm fucked.
Damn. Can you do you have to play? It's like show me something or what are you trying to do?
I was gonna go over every drill with you,
Uh
and I'm not that good on controller. I'm not that good on keyboard and mouse. I'm only like diamond. This game should work great with your controller. No, it doesn't.
just a straight up lie. Damn.
It works out here.
I'm starving.
Okay, the buttons are working.
Okay.
So it's working out here.
I was thinking about starting Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really played it.
I it's an enjoyable game.
Yeah.
Um but it's like I don't know, it's not my cup of tea. I'm more of like I'm a competitor. There's no competition in that
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean?
That's
I
why I don't play solo player games. So like it's the first game that I'm gonna like play by myself.
hmm yeah, there's Assassin's Creed. I played all of them, which is a solo player game. That's like one of the only ones. And then like RuneScape, I play solo. And then outside of that, like everything's either with a friend or it's like a competitive game, like Rocket League or something.
Yeah, I play I have I mean I bought Black Ops 3 so I could play like zombies with my buddy,
Mm-hmm.
but we played it for like an hour.
Yeah.
Terraria is like one of the other games that I'll play by myself. I have like 600 hours in it.
Mm-hmm.
And Brawlhalla, it's like that's like a competitive game though. I have 1300 hours in Brawlhalla.
Are you, what? Dude, that's crazy.
What?
It just doesn't work.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh, dude. Are you free tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll be honest, we don't have enough time anymore to go over anything, so I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't understand. My controller overlay is gone too. Oh, it's working.
Did
What? Why? I don't
it just not work
understand.
in the menu?
No, no, it didn't work at all before,
The
and now
fuck?
all of a sudden it wants to work. Okay, well we can go over as much as we can, and
Okay.
then we'll see. Because a lot of these drills you don't need to necessarily go super duper in depth with. You just need to know what they are. So wave dashes. Okay, we can continue to. I want you to work on the. I forget what it's called. This one where we're wave dashing onto the wall. It's actually something I'm currently working on. And so the way. This feels so bad.
I just like air roll like left or right and then speed flip. That's how you do it, right?
Yeah. So basically, it's we're gonna air roll towards the wall and then flip
Yeah.
away from it, basically. And then that's how we do. So we air roll towards the wall and then half flip away from it. It's very awkward. Um, oh, but it's very fast. So something that I recently just learned out how to start doing. As you can see, I'm not very good at it. Um, yeah, it's very uncomfortable, but it's the fastest way to wave dash onto the wall. So, oh wait, you need to use your air roll. So it's like this. That's what it is. There we go. I was using free air roll. That's why I was so ass. So I air roll right and then wave dash like that, but I don't want to be that. Right. So that's just another one to wave dash. So yeah, we can work on that for the wave dashes. You know how to wave dash everything else. Same thing with the half flips. We should work on it as like a recovery technique. So less about focusing on learning how to do the wave dash, but more how to do the wave dash out of a recovery, right? So we get ourselves backwards and then we can wave dash out of it, right? Doing things like that to get more comfortable with what we're doing. And then you can start to work on the wave dash as more of a recovery than actually doing a wave dash because you know how to do it. The fast aerial, I gave you 2 trainers. The first one focuses on pure speed directly up. Okay. So it looks very simple. It focuses straight up. That's all it is. It goes all the way up to number 5. If you hit number 5, I'll actually give you a cookie because it's very fucking hard. So this is a really good one to focus on getting up. And then you have Verge's fast aerial trainer, which focuses more on utilizing your second jump properly. Okay. So some of these are going to be, behind you where you need to utilize that second jump to get up towards that ball. Okay. So it's a little bit more fine-tuned of how to get that jump to properly get you in the direction that you want it to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So those are your fast aerial trainers. Do you have any questions on wave dashes, half flips, fast aerials?
No.
No, that's what I thought. Speed flips. Okay. There's the Musty Speed Flip Trainer Pack. I know we've talked about this previously, correct?
Yeah.
The one that we should be focusing on now is this center one, making sure that we're doing good quality kickoffs. So any questions there regarding the speed flip? I know we've talked about it previously.
Do you? Okay, for that, I feel like I always fuck it up. Like, I can hit the ball, but my actual dodge angle will be yellow. So maybe I need to like turn more to the right, because I do speed flips to the left, just like yeah.
Yeah. So your dodge angle should be fine. It just, oop, I didn't jump. You can see you can get it with a green dodge angle. Oop, that was a bad one. Okay, now I'm trolling. That's a troll. Not gonna hit it. It's one of those days. Right, so you can get it with a green dodge angle and it'll be just fine. Okay, so that's just a little bit of inconsistency with our dodge angle and that's it. Does that make sense? But yeah, you should be able to get it with a green one. It's twice in a row. Green dodging. So does that kind of answer that question? I know it's not like anything super groundbreaking, but yes, we could do it with a green dodging.
Okay.
The next thing is called the 2-touch drill. Okay, so the 2-touch drill just focuses on the power and accuracy of our wall reads. Okay, it's very simple. You can get into a nice flow with it. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up our Bacchus mod, making sure that we are in normal mode and no variance right here. And then we want to make sure all of these are unchecked. Okay. So once we do that, if we drive towards this wall and we hit right on the D-pad, the ball is going to spawn in front of me. We're going to hit it into the wall like that. That's 1 touch. All right. And then 2-touch, where it gets its name, we're going to swing out and we're going to focus on shooting this ball with power and accuracy into the net.
Okay.
Okay, so spawn it in front of me, hit the ball, let it bounce one time, and then shoot the ball. Okay. A lot of the times in rank, that's what our shots will look like, right? Far too
Right.
often do we miss these open nets. So we need to start focusing on hitting this ball into the net, not letting it roll off our car and go off into the corner. Okay, so power and accuracy into the net from the other side of the map. Straightforward, pretty simple.
Yep.
All right, this drill actually gets a lot of fun later when it turns into redirects. So it's a good time. So
Damn.
oh, posting out.
That's close.
Two touch with one bounce. Make sense?
Yep.
Straightforward. Awesome. So the next drill that I like to do is a bounce dribble. Okay. Are you familiar with what a bounce dribble is?
Yeah.
Okay. So a bounce dribble, what I like to do is I like to open up two shooting lanes with the bounce dribble, right? We did not talk about this one. So what I like to do is I like to focus on the banana drill. Okay. So if you go to the God pad, this is called the God pad. Okay. It connects to all other pads in the game. If you start at the God pad and work your way around the field to the left, you'll notice it kind of creates the shape of a banana
Yeah.
to the other God pad. Same thing on this side, right? So if we're going to start to bounce dribble using those lanes, I call those the shooting lanes, right? So the banana drill lines up perfectly with our typical shooting lanes. So I'm going to hit the ball over here towards the God pad. I'm going to start this bounce dribble on the outside of this line. And I'm just going to dribble this ball all the way down the field and get nice and comfortable with the bounce dribble. Okay. And then that's what we're going to, what's the main focus of the drill is getting comfortable bounce dribbling it along these lines. You can see this is a very powerful position.
Yeah.
Right. So if you can get comfortable getting up and down in possession of this ball, what type of shots do you think you could do from a bounce dribble in that position?
Hook shots.
What else?
I don't know. I only know hook shots from a bounce dribble.
Okay. So a bounce dribble isn't a real shooting technique, right? It's more of a setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if it's a setup, right? One of the most powerful setups in the game. I'll be honest with you. You could turn it into a dribble and catch, right? Or a dribble and flick. You could turn it into a ground to air dribble. Oop, I'm just not having a good day. A ground to air dribble, a power shot, like you said. You could do a double tap, all from this bounce dribble position. Okay, so once we're comfortable going up and down the field with the bounce dribble, that's when we can start to work on actual shooting mechanics. Hook shot, power shot, double tap, ground to air dribble, dribble and flip, right? All of these shooting mechanics are available to you. Pretty much every shot in the game is available to you, unless obviously a ceiling shot, right? But we're going to focus on getting comfortable getting into this position first, and then focus on actually getting a shot.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
Any questions on the banana drill, what we're doing with it?
Should I just take it from one side to the other side and go for a shot, or try to go like all the way around?
Nope, just focus on getting up and down the field first. Okay, so from one goal to the other at first. All right, so we start over here. I'm going to focus on just getting down. And then once I can comfortably get down using the bounce dribble, then I'll start to work on shooting. Okay, but first focus on the bounce dribble, then incorporate an actual useful mechanic. Make sense?
Gotcha. Yep.
All right. So the next thing that I like to do is I like to do zero boost dribble training. Okay, I wrote it a little bit backwards. Let me fix that. So I like to do zero boost dribble training. The reason I like to do zero boost dribble training is because it teaches you controlled dribbling. Okay.
With the throttle.
What's up?
With the throttle?
Yep, just the throttle. Oops. So it's really, really important because this is something that's going to help you get comfortable with just interacting with the ball on top of your car. And I know it sounds really silly, right? But zero boost dribbling is very powerful. Okay, so I like to do a freestyle drill. So I get the ball up on my car and I'm just going to focus on getting control of it. And once I'm in control, what do you think I could do from this position?
Anything.
Pretty much, yeah. Right? We can start to work on our drift turns. Okay.
Power slide cutting, yeah.
A power slide cutting. So where we just turn and keep the ball on our top of our car. Right? We can work on our controlled flicks where we flick it and then catch it again. Right? I kind of messed that one up. It was a little bit too far forward. Right? You can work on your wave dashes. Okay, so I get the ball up on my car, and now I can start just doing whatever I want with the ball, and I just stay
Yeah.
in possession of it on zero boost. Okay, and that's the goal. Okay, and the whole time I just want to keep this ball up on my car.
Gotcha.
Okay, and we're gonna try and do this for as long as we can. Okay,
Okay.
just work on these flicks, work on keeping possession, and ultimately, the longer you can just keep this ball up on your car, the more control that you have. And I know it doesn't seem super groundbreaking, but this helps you get so comfortable with the ball on your car that when you go to catch it, it actually makes a world of difference.
Got it.
So that is zero boost dribble training. Okay, it's pretty straight. All of these drills are going to be like, take them at face value. They are very, very simple. I like to keep them that way for a reason. Next thing that I like to do is dribble to overhaul. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I actually just completed it for the first time like
How
a
long
couple
did it
days
take
ago.
you?
An
Congratulations, by the
hour.
way. We're going to try and aim for 20 minutes or less.
The last level, I was stuck on it for like 20 minutes.
Yep. Yep. So I went through recently and just did it for the first time in a few years. And I was able to do it in like 17 minutes. Okay.
Damn.
So a lot of it is just getting comfortable with the map. So once you're comfortable with the map, then you focus on the speed. So continue to push that down. The lowest I ever got was like almost, I was like 10:02. I almost broke the 10-minute mark underneath, but I didn't want to sit there and grind it out for another 20 hours of doing the
Yeah.
same thing. So I moved on to other maps, but it's a very good map to start working on. Once you get sub 20, we can look at going into other maps. But once you get out of dribble to overhaul, it becomes very fuck you, and it's very hard. Okay. So dribble to
Okay.
overhaul is one of the nice medium maps in the dribbling scene. Outside of that, it gets extremely difficult. I still work on
Gotcha.
the next hardest map, I'll be honest with you. So yeah, it goes from having a nice stroll to, oh my god, this is awful. So,
Gotcha.
so we're gonna aim for 20 minutes on that. All right. Any questions
Okay.
on that? Are you stuck on any level that you want to see me do or anything like that?
Um, just go. You can like skip levels, right?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, I think obviously I can do like level 1. I can do. Yeah. Yeah. And this a level 11 probably like I don't know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to air dribble or flick it.
You could do a backwards flick here. Um, just like
Uh,
that. That's really unfortunate that I didn't make it in. But yeah, you
I
just want to get
just
the ball going forward and then get the backwards flick. You can air dribble this. To me, it's way harder than a backwards flick, but a backwards flick is also really hard.
it's really easy with a front flick. But
Yeah, I've
and
always
yeah,
done it
I can
backwards
do
flick.
12.
13.
These ones are this one that one 15 you just
It's
back
another
flip,
backwards flick.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just want to flick it up.
Uh-huh.
16.
16 you just like take it up the wall and then catch it,
Yep.
right? Yeah, I can do 16. Um the jumping one's pretty simple. Simple. Uh, and yeah, 30.
30. This one question.
I know how to do it. It just takes me forever.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
There's like the after the second jump, you gotta like cut to the left like hella fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
And
when I
then it's like
was
another cut.
Yeah, when I was struggling on this map, I used to like catch it and immediately start going to that side. And then it makes it pretty easy.
Oh, yeah,
Not, I
you
mean,
do it
it's
like
not easy.
slow.
Yeah, you don't need to rush it because it's gonna come to you, right? So, like some people
Yeah,
are
I guess
hauling
so.
ass through this, but in
Yeah,
my
I
head,
am.
it never made sense to go fast because it's gonna come to you eventually anyway. So why try and rush it, right? So, any
Right.
any questions on that? That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward.
Awesome. So the next thing that I like to do is called the dribble and flick drill. So once we warmed up our dribbling, then I like to actually execute. Okay, so I execute the dribble. So the dribble and flick drill, like to spawn the ball in front of me and start banging it around. And once the ball is going at a decent speed, I'll just run up to it, catch it, and then work on my flick. So I'll catch it, get it into a flicking position, and then flick it. I don't care about this ball going into the net. Okay, so I'm gonna bang this around, get the ball on my car, and then get into a flick, and then flick. Okay, you see how I'm trying to focus on the speed at which I can do these flicks at. Okay, how fast I can get the ball into a proper flicking position and then rip the flick.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care necessarily about scoring the ball. I care about the ability to catch, pedal, and then flick. Okay? I will never sacrifice the speed for power. Okay, you saw how right there I tried to go too fast and I didn't get really any power. It just rolled off my car and it didn't really do anything. That was bad. It means I need to take more time, get it into a better position, and then flick.
Gotcha.
Okay, but in game, right, a lot of the times when we go to flick, we do this. We catch the ball really slow and then we keep it on our car and then we get absolutely dookied on when he challenges us, right? That's usually what happens. So what we want to start working on, especially at your level, is the ability to quickly get rid of the ball, because that's what we're going to do in game. We're going to catch it, he's going to challenge, and we need to flick it over him quickly, right? So that's what we're going to start focusing on. We want to be able to do it with all of our flicks, our front flip flicks, our diagonal flicks, and our 45-degree flicks. Do you have questions on those flicks?
Wouldn't diagonal and 45 be the same or no?
No. Diagonal flick is this, where you just use a diagonal flick. That was that was a shitty diagonal flick, but it's just
I get what you mean.
just a diagonal flick. Okay, these are really useful when you're turning. Right? We can get a diagonal flick like that.
Got it. And then 45 is like you turn your car and
Yes.
then backflip.
You don't want a backflip, you want a diagonal backflip.
Okay.
So 45, I get the ball in my car, I turn right or left, and then opposite and down. Okay, and the important thing is your car is gonna make this motion. You see how it comes up and over the top?
Yeah.
Up and over. If I do a backflip, that's what happens. We don't want that, right? We want to go up and over.
Okay.
So I turn my car to the right. So I turn my right 45 degrees, and then I go down and to the left, right? Down and to the left. And it causes that front nose to come up and over.
Got it.
If
I
I
normally
go,
turn to the left and then flick to the right.
yeah, so if you turn to the left, you go down and to the right.
Mm-hmm.
So just like that. Okay, we get nice and comfortable with that. That's a really powerful flick.
Yeah.
Very powerful. So that's what we're focusing on. We're focusing on catching and then the speed of the release of the flick. All right. I also have a question for you. Is this considered a bad flick? That was a little bit more
No.
powerful than I wanted. Hold on. Is this considered a bad flick?
That's exactly what you're trying to do?
A little bit, yeah. God, dude, I'm getting too much power on my flicks. But one
mean, it
time I don't want
depends.
power. All right, so
I feel like it depends on the situation, but
is
that's
that
not
considered a bad flick?
I mean, if they're instant challenging, like you flick it right over them, like I don't
You're right.
I
It
don't think
depends
it's
on
a
the
bad
situation.
flick.
It is not a bad flick depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you get this ball in your car and somebody instant challenges you and you just small flick over them and catch it again, that's a very powerful flick that you just did. The flick wasn't powerful, but what you did was powerful. So learning how to manipulate these flicks is very important. Okay. So how do you think I keep that flick close to me?
Flipping with the car. I mean, when you're flipping, you have the ball kind of not so far forward on your car. It's a little bit in the middle towards the back
Yeah,
ish.
you're exactly right. I'm just manipulating where I'm initiating my flick from. If I want my flick to go really far forward, right, I'm gonna have it lower on the front of my car just a little bit, and I'm gonna rip these
Yeah,
powerful flicks. Right, and if I don't want it to
exactly.
go as far forward, I need it to be a little bit further back. Then I could pop
Hmm.
it up to myself. Right, so each flick is useful in a certain situation. So that's what I want us to work on when we're doing these flicks, because obviously you know how to do flicks, no question,
Hmm.
right? But we need to learn how to manipulate them to benefit us in the situation. Not every situation calls for an absolute banger missile down the field.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
So, um, awesome. That is the dribble and flicking. The last thing that I like to do every day is I like to go over shooting training, right? Using the Eversax dribbling, or not the Eversax dribbling, the Eversax shooting, right? And focus on the precision and accuracy of my flips, right? Do
Hmm.
you remember that training?
Yeah, I still do it every day.
Do you remember the Cocos portion of it?
Not Coco's. I've been playing
Okay.
Coco's, but
So in Cocos, right, it's very easy to fall trap of the funny thing. I always see people do this when they load into Cocos. Tell me if this is what it looks like when we go into Cocos.
no, I do.
Is that what we do?
I don't air roll.
Okay, good. What I want you to keep focus on getting in between that ball and just using the same techniques that we've been doing and focusing
And I
on no air
also
roll shots.
I drive. If you go back, I drive through the first two, um, like random target and wall distance. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, target sizes and wall distances. I do that, and then I
Okay,
go normal.
that's fine. But yes, we want to be using the same technique because we don't need to worry about air rolling for now. Okay. And then I listed 2 training packs there that are going to be useful to implement the same techniques. Okay. Makes sense on the shooting.
Hmm.
I know we've talked about this, we've went over this before, but you can be very accurate and powerful with your shooting. This is where we'll start to use the boost. Okay. This is where
Okay.
we start to implement boost into this shooting technique. Okay. It's gonna work. Gonna have you focus on relearning that timing. Why is it the same one over and over again? That's crazy. I was like 3 of the same one. So I like to start working on this. Is what I call step 2, using boost. Okay. So use the shooting training and then use it with some boost and Cocos and the training packs as follows. All right. Make sense?
Hmm.
Now I know you're you're decent enough at mechanics to understand everything that we just went over, but it's important that right now we focus on the consistency at which you can do all of said mechanics. Right?
Okay.
We may be able to do our flicks, but can we do them 10 out of 10 times? Probably like 5 out of 10, right? Or
Yeah.
6 out of 10. But we need to be, in order to reach that GC level, we have to be consistent. Okay, so consistency is key when it comes to all of our mechanics. Okay.
Got it.
Now we don't have enough time to go over the aerial day, so if you want to work on ground day tonight, and then we can meet up tomorrow quickly for 10-20 minutes and go over aerial day together. That way we can make sure we hit everything we need to.
Okay. Yeah. Just like DM me on Discord or something whenever.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a message when I wake up. I wake up pretty early now, unfortunately, so I'll just shoot you a message and then we can jump into it.
Okay.
All right. Any questions on ground day before we end for today?
No.
Pretty straightforward.
So that's just what I want to. Should I? Okay. So after the 2 days, what I just
You
continue
you redo ground day.
going back and forth? Okay.
Yep. So one day is ground day. So today do ground day. Then tomorrow, after we talk about aerial day, you can do aerial day, right? And it's 2 days. Each set is like an hour-ish long. Okay. So
Okay.
take your time, go through each one. It builds on top of one another, right? So first thing you do is you start out with just typical moving your car around, getting comfortable, warming up a little bit. Then it starts to work on your controlled dribbling, and then it starts to you go into dribbling with boost and dribble to overhaul, and then from there you start working on your flicks, right? And then you work on actually being able to control. It's one step leads to another. So
Yeah,
take
I
your
see how that
time,
works.
go through each one. It does the same thing with our aerial day as well. So it'll just continue. You're working on every aspect of your ground game, doing the ground routine.
Mm.
Okay. So, take your time. If you have questions, if something's too easy, you want to make it harder or change up the drill, let me know and we can do that. Okay. A lot of
Okay.
this is just fundamental, and it can be easy, but it needs to be easy 100% of the time, right?
Yeah, it needs to build the consistency of my fundamentals.
Absolutely. So,
But yeah, I don't really have any questions.
okay.
It all
Awesome.
makes sense to me.
Awesome. Well, I'll shoot you over a message tomorrow, and then we'll run through the aerial day and get that
Yeah, I
stuff taken
assume
care of.
the aerial they will include ceiling shots.
It will. It 100% will.
All
Well, all right, man.
right,
I will talk to you tomorrow. It was a pleasure, and yeah, let me know how it goes today.
sounds good.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.